Will Nico, former Tennessee quarterback, be blackballed out of Power 4 level, man? It's a real question. It's a crazy statement, but it's a real question I think we got to ask at this point, man. Also realize, let's not be too ahead of the gun. The portal hasn't even opened yet. His name is actually not in the portal officially, but today we seen Tulane is now pulling out the transfer quarterback from Tennessee pulled. They don't want nothing to do with it. They said too much money, whatever the issue is, they're out the race, man. Also, yesterday we seen Bill Belichick, that camp, that school, university said they don't want anything to do with the Nico situation as well. We have guys like Deion Sanders coming on Twitter saying, no, we're good. We're good with our quarterback situation. We don't want anything to do with Nico either. And for me, it's like at some point, like it's harder to find schools that's interested than the other way around at this point, man. This is one of the top quarterbacks in the transfer portal, whether you like him or not. He's going to be probably the best quarterback in this transfer portal, probably ranked the highest in this transfer portal at least. Whether you think he's the best, that's on you. But he's going to be ranked super high. But his asking price is crazy, man. I seen something on Twitter earlier today. They said all these schools are waiting for Nico to go on sale. And that made me laugh, man. I'm like, we got players going on sale before GTA 6 comes out. And I know, random, but just made me think of that, man. But no, this Nico situation is very serious, man. I'm struggling to come up with schools where he could go, man. I feel like the only school I really have on my list is UCLA as a school that probably would take them, and I don't know if they have the $4 million. I have no idea what their budget is looking like, and everyone's budget is just tight at this point in the spring window because you bring in all of your prospects during the fall window. You bring in all of your high school and then also your transfer portal guys in the fall window, and then when the spring window come around, you probably don't have that much money left over unless one of your top players hop into the portal and you might have some money free up. But it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough to find $4 million for a guy, and that's $4 million minimum. Minimum $4 million. He might want a little bit more now. Man, On3 recruiting is interesting, man. Interesting. This guy, Terry, I think he's like the owner. He gave Pete Nichols a raise after the whole Nico situation. And it's just interesting how you do this whole thing on the social medias, whatever it is, what it is. Interesting situation. Pete Nichols got a raise after that situation. Let's hear Marcus Freeman speak on the Nico situation. We got everyone, man. It's a hot topic.
The Tennessee situation is the biggest story in college football right now. With you being a head coach at a major place like Notre Dame, what do you do to try and navigate and even avoid situations like that are, it seems like maybe becoming more and more potential for commonplace in our sport?
Yeah, I think that was a situation that became, but I think it happens all over the country, right? And then, I think you have representatives for players and representatives for the university that are kind of having those discussions, but that one was a public one. The reality is our players are getting compensated, deserve to get compensated. What you don't want to do is what I'm sure you've heard many coaches say is you don't want players to make a temporary decision based off a temporary situation that's going to affect them long term, right? And that transactional decisions aren't always the best ones for your future. And, I think every situation's different. Every football program's different. But at the end of the day, you want to do what's right for college football, between what's right for college football, also what's right for our players. But you don't want this public disagreement to really tarnish what's so good about our profession and our sport.
And I think that's very well put, man. That's something we mentioned in yesterday's video, that this is not the first time this Nico situation happened. It's not the last time it happens either. It probably happened between the Nico situation and today. 5 more of those situations probably happened at y'all favorite schools, and you have these guys jumping in the portal. The only difference about this Nico situation is they decided to do it in the public. The whole situation was in the public. Everyone's seen what happened from start to finish, from him sitting out or him just in contract negotiations, whatever that means, to him sitting out in practice, to him now actually entering the portal and being dismissed from the program. So you just see the whole thing happening, man. How long ago did this start? I'm just looking on the right hand of my screen, trending, and we still have Nico trending 4 or 5 days after this whole situation started, man. it's some bad business going on. Marcus Freeman, obviously, with the PR type of response, but you just don't want this stuff hitting the public. You wanted to keep it behind closed doors, and unfortunately, the situation got out. But real question here, man. Where's Nico going to go? Do he get blackballed from the Power 4? I think that's a real question we got to ask ourselves at this point, man. What schools are left out there? Like I said, UCLA, but we don't even know if they're truly interested. People are just, playing matchmaker, but we don't even know if they have any interest. Whole time, they could like their quarterback room right now. So it probably will be somebody that come out here at the Power 4 level and, offer him the bag. Will it be $4 million? I doubt it, man. I doubt it. I think he's lucky if he get what he was getting at Tennessee, man. And that might sound bad. I think he's lucky if he gets that. I don't know how much these other quarterbacks getting paid. Rumors are like Carson Beck getting around $3 million. I don't know how much these other quarterbacks are truly getting at other programs. But the $4 million asking price is steep. That is super steep, man. And as these top programs not interested, well, when you go to these smaller programs, well, they don't got as much money. So, you're not working with it as much money, man. But you never know. Maybe Mike Vick come out of nowhere and come up and come scoop Nico as, they trying to convert to an FBS school here in the near future. Well, Ole Miss found a quarterback. In other news, man, a transfer from, I believe, the Division II level. I'm not familiar with this school, but I believe it's the Division II level. I believe he also won a national championship from whatever school he came from, whatever level this is. And he threw for, he had a pretty good stat line, man. Rushing yards and passing yards, damn near 4,000 combined, and 50 touchdowns past season. So I don't know if he'll start for Ole Miss. I have no idea. I thought they had a couple of quarterbacks, young quarterbacks that they liked. But apparently not, man. They got a young lion coming in to FBS, and we have no idea what he's going to be, what he's going to do. But I'm excited to see if he'll get the starting job. And if I'm Lane Kiffin, it's like, for me, obviously they couldn't bring in Nico because it's an in-state transfer. But I'd much rather go get a young lion like this that has put up crazy numbers. Yes, at Division II level, whatever. It might be Division III. I honestly don't know. I just looked it up. It is Division II. It is at Division II level. But like I said, if I'm Lane Kiffin, I'll much rather bring in this guy. How much you think this guy getting paid? Like I don't want to be a pocket watcher, but realistically, how much do you think they had to pay this guy to bring him to Ole Miss? And if he's the starting quarterback, I don't know, 200,000, 300,000. I promise you, at that Division II school, even putting up these numbers, even winning the national championship for this program, he probably wasn't getting paid 100,000 to 200,000. He probably wasn't getting that. Ole Miss offer you 200,000, 250 to come be the starting quarterback. You coming from the Division II level, you a dog. You taking that in a heartbeat. Even if it's 500,000, whatever it is way less than Nico. I'd much rather take this risk than go with the Nico option for $4 million. If I'm any team out there in the country, even if I'm trying to win a national championship this next year, I'm taking that risk on the young lion. So we got JD talking about a little bit of tampering. Let's listen, man. Let's listen. Let's
tap in. The transfer portal quarterback market for Tennessee, and everyone loves to talk about tampering. Tennessee's going to tamper with somebody and take them off a top roster. It's college football in 2025. I'm not here to accuse anybody of anything. I will say, though, how much do you think Tennessee's phone is ringing right now, as opposed to the calls they're making? Ari Wasserman of Andy and Ari on 3 said this yesterday. I think it's a great point. Tennessee's a quarterback destination, dude. You don't think there's a bunch of guys that are seeing the Tennessee job open up as a QB1 somewhere else and saying, man, I could play there. I could run that offense. I'd love to go play for Josh Heupel. I'd love to go light it up on Saturdays in Neyland Stadium. Run out of the power tee. Run out of that checkerboard end zone. Like, there's so much about Tennessee that's attractive. And also in terms of, quarterback jobs to have, how many better quarterback jobs are there in college football?
That brings up a great point, man. What's stopping, some young dog at, I don't want to say nothing crazy, but Avery Johnson from Kansas State, what's stopping him from hopping in that portal and going to Tennessee, man? That's a hot name right now. A lot of people want Avery Johnson to jump in that portal and come to Tennessee, but what's stopping him? The thing about Tennessee is they made the playoffs this past year. And quarterback play wasn't amazing. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't amazing. If you think you could come run that offense a little bit better, Well, guess what? That defense is very, very good. Come in and you get a very good quarterback to go along with that. You're looking at a potential national championship, man. So a lot of quarterbacks probably are, hitting up Josh Lyon, the head coach. Hey, what's y'all quarterback situation looking like? Not even talking about the money. Do I have a chance to start? I don't even care about the money. You got some guys that just want to win, unlike some players in college football nowadays, which is nasty. Let's also talk about Trav, man. Travis Hunter talking about he's never playing football again if he can't play wide receiver or corner in the league. People were saying that's cap. Listen, he did it his whole life, man. That's all he's used to, playing both ways. I think you got to let him try, man. I think you got to let him try to play both ways. I feel like there's no situation where he don't at least play both ways next season in the NFL, man. Even if he do it for half the season, don't work out, then he just commit to one position. It's going to happen. Like, he's just that type guy where he's going to, hey, don't draft me if you're not going to play me both ways. I wouldn't be surprised at the conversations he's having with NFL teams. And if I'm the NFL team, why wouldn't I want to at least try this? If it don't work the first year, okay, cool. We tried it. We move on. You should at least give this a try. It could be something special. It could be the craziest thing we ever seen, or it could not work. Let's also come look at the transfer portal. And that thing jumping, man. That thing jumping like Jordan. That thing is jumping like Jordan, man. You got players entering the portal. You got JUCO players going back in the portal. Stuff like that going on. But you got some starters going in the portal, and that's probably the thing that matters the most. Like, guys like this, no offense, I don't know nothing about them, but wasn't the starter, I'm assuming, man. Whenever they don't put the stats up, they was not a starter. But this guy, he was a starter. Or at least he played a lot of games. He was an MVP of the bowl game, and he also played in every single game during that past season for Illinois. So you got some guys that's actually getting playing time, good players actually going to the portal. Some guys that's, big names. And then other guys, actually got some production and actually are very good players. McCoy entering the portal for Colorado, 4 sacks last season, played in every game. 4 sacks might not seem like that much, but in college football, that's a good number. That's a good number, especially when you're probably not playing every single down, but he did play every game. And you got guys like this that, maybe didn't all out win a starting job, and all right, I'm going to move on to another program because I actually want to be the guy there, or maybe he wanted a little bit NIL money. You never really know why these guys enter the portal, but everyone got their own reasons. Some guys just don't like the city, don't like the town, want to go do their own thing, but this portal is jumping, man. Portal is jumping, and you got guys like this. Syracuse wide receiver, damn near 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Like, this is going to be a guy somewhere. This is a guy, like, clearly a starter. He's entering the portal. We don't know why, whether it's money, whether it's a bigger opportunity, whatever it is, whether it's winning a national championship. Got some good players entering the portal. Also, this guy here for Vanderbilt, starting D tackle, entering the portal. Big body, big boy, clog up that inside, 2 years of eligibility. Like, it's going to be some good guys in this portal. This running back might be the best running back in the portal so far, man. Guess what his name is? Come on, my dog. Entering the portal. They saying he's going to go to Oklahoma, but you got some guys in this portal for sure. Then you got guys like this going to the fourth school, but also picking up some solid numbers. It's over his whole entire career, 848 yards, 7 touchdowns throughout his whole entire career, but still not bad numbers. And can I call maybe the craziest thing, man? Let's say Sacramento State officially goes to FBS this next season, and they pull Nico. Man. Apparently their NIL money is crazy somehow, some way. That's what the word on the block is. They got a crazy amount of NIL money. Listen, all I'm saying is if they pull Nico and go to the FBS, I don't know if they could go this next season or they have to wait to the following year, but if they could somehow pull it off, come on, Mike Vick. I see you. But that's enough of La La Land. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see next with videos. Let me know any thoughts down below. But we on to the next one.